police attacked them, leaving one of the police personnel injured. The food did not digest well because we are scared. If we cannot dispute the fact that it has always been in the news. In state of emergency, we speed up anti-insurgency efforts. One large-scale show of deployments can defeat Boko Haram, coming from northern elders.
There's some discussion somewhere.
Good morning and welcome to Newspaper Review on African Renaissance Television. I am Mary Valles, reaching you live from the ART studio here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. And you know how we do it, we start with the Punch as usual before we start to analyze the paper. So I'm starting with the Punch. The big story on the Punch, we have Hurricane Tinubu, Taraba, Plateau, Adamawa governors face defection dilemma. And here the writer says, Kefas, Mutwang, political realignment loans, Pintiri holds ground, planned defection unsettled state APC leaders. And this story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Still on the Punch, we have visa cancellation, why I snubbed US Embassy summons, and this is coming from Wole Soyinka. The story is on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. We also have a story here on the Punch. Enrollees stranded as NHIA servers failure drags into weeks. And you can find that story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We have a story here on the Punch. Cool controversy. Military interrogates MD raids ex-governor's house. And that story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Senate sets to grill new service chiefs today. And you can find that story on page 3 of the Punch. Vote buying won't decide Anambra election. And this is coming from Amopita on page 3. Hidden assets. Court rules Abakari has cage to answer on page 7. States to earn over 4 trillion naira yearly from VAT reforms. And that story is on page 39 of the Punch newspaper. So we move over to the next paper, which is the Nigerian Tribune. And the big story on the Tribune, Anambra election, violence will meet with strong uncompromising response coming from NSA. Pleased to deploy 45,000 officers. Amopitan justifies extension of coalition of PVCs. And this story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. We have received threats from terrorists to bomb NAS, Reps Committee Chairman. And you can find the story on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. Still on the Tribune, we have a story here that says, First Bank vindicated, arbitration, tribunal dismissed as GHL's 7.8 million claim. And still on the Tribune, we have growing concerns over CBN's bid to control Nigeria's fixed income market. And that story is on page 5 of the Tribune. Scientists turn flower fragrance into mosquito killer. And you can find that story on page 4. US revokes Soyinka's visa. And that story is on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune. We move to the Daily Trust newspaper. Sanusi to federal government, borrowing after subsidy removal, wrong. And still on the Daily Trust, 1 billion naira debt ban take over Nest Oil. And that story is on page 5. 8 years after threatening to tear green card, US revokes Soyinka's visa. Senate to screen service chiefs today on page 6 of the Daily Trust. Port Harcourt refinery shut down. How Nigeria lost 366.2 billion naira in months. And these are all the stories we have on the Daily Trust. So we'll move over to the next paper, which is the Vanguard. Okay, so the big story on the Vanguard, we have Don't just reform, cut waste. Sanusi, Peterside tells federal government, and the writer says, challenge our leaders on accountability, economic discipline. If reforms must work, why do we need 48 ministers, long convoys, endless travels coming from Sanusi? Our benefits of subsidy removal can only be raised through proper governance. Coming from Peterside, Tinubu reforms already yielding results. Coming from Edwin, OT calls for leadership discipline, human capital investment to unlock Africa's prosperity. And all this story on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the Vanguard, sorry. So we have a Senate NSTIF takeover declaration of war on workers. NLC threatens directive halting workers fund deduction remittance on page 9. Reps to prove NFF over 25 million FIFA grants. And that story is on page 30 of the Vanguard. We have received threats from terrorists to bomb NAS. Reps raise alarm. And that story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. And you know, in all the papers, you always see Shoyinka talking about how he has been banned. But when I come back to analyze the story, we'll hear more of what it's all about, more of the details. Okay, so the last paper here I want to look at is the Guardian, newspaper. The big story on the Guardian will have election year to test Nigeria's reform momentum, growth recovery on page 6. And still on the Guardian, we'll have manufacturing endangers as sector sheds 18,935 jobs in the first quarter of 2025. Reps raise alarms over terrorist threats to bomb National Assembly on page 4. We have local contractors accuse federal government withholding 760 billion naira payment, threatens protest. And this story is on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria among lists are connected by air despite huge potential on page 22 of the Guardian. Power tussle rocks APC as leaders split over Mutuan defection on page 6. We have Obi worries about drug trafficking through carrier service on page 7 of the Guardian. Minister, the Guardian partner on national youth reorientation on page 5. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Guardian. So I'll be going on a quick break, and when I come back, we analyze the papers. Don't go anywhere, stay with us. I'll be right back after this quick break. The government actually sent a lot of military troops to come to their border because they actually attacked even their military base, attacked them, leaving one of the police personnel injured. The food did not digest well because we are scared. We cannot dispute the fact that it has always been in the news. In case of emergency, we speed up anti-insurgency efforts. Only large-scale troop deployments can defeat Boko Haram, coming from Northern Elders.
There's some stuff down from somewhere.
Welcome back, viewers, from that quick break. So it's time for the analysis of the newspaper. It's time to analyze the paper, and I already have Daddy Chris in the studio. So Daddy Chris will be joining us today. Let me add Daddy Chris to the show. Good morning, sir.
Morning, madam. I can see your studio. You are glowing everywhere. Is fining. I say it's fining. You know when Rubuma said anywhere it's fining, it don't stretch the English. Everywhere they fine. I'm happy to be here this morning.
You're welcome. Okay, so let me add Asaba also to the show. We have them already in the studio. Good morning, our beautiful ladies from Asaba.
Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Morning, ma. Morning, madam.
The way Daddy Chris is referring to us as madams these days. I hope we are safe.
These are people.
I hope we are safe. You know, there's this problem that comes with Daddy Chris referring you as madam. it means there's a problem. You know, when your
I
boss
know.
calls you a madam,
Yes.
you need to check very well. Where have I gone wrong? My boss is referring to me as madam. It is well, low.
That's so.
No, when we are seated on the desk as presenters, we are all presenters. Nobody is a boss here. When we get up, we can talk about who run the office, who doesn't. But right here, we are colleagues. So, and I have to address you as colleagues. Sorry, man.
That's true. Okay, so it's time to analyze the papers. So I'm done reading. Everyone now knows what the headlines are about. So you not say I skipped this one and I was just analyzing this one. We all know what the stories on all the papers are talking about. So I'm starting with analyzing the big story on the Punch. It's not like it's something new, but it's becoming worrisome already with the level of defection. um, okay, so it says a Hurricane Tinubu, Taraba, Plateau, Adamawa governors face defection dilemma. I don't know why it's looking like everybody needs to be in APC to succeed. I don't know why all our governors, especially in PDP, is becoming PDP is looking like a laughing stock already. We just have few inside 36 states. We have just 8 states that are still in PDP. Imagine for a party that ruled Nigeria for like 16 years and now left with only 8 states as PDP governors. Even my own state is not left out. Enugu state governor also defected to APC. So we have
Yeah,
like River State, Adamawa. I have to list the numbers of states that are still in PDP. Okay, River State, Zamfara, Taraba, Oyo State, Adamawa, Bauchi, Plateau. I don't know if I've called Taraba before. These are the 8 states that are remaining as PDP states. What is happening in Nigeria? Is it that truly when they say we are predictable or Nigerian politics is predictable, we are proving it every day because I really do not understand why we have just few governors already.
Mary,
Everyone is now.
Mary, is River State? Uh, Mary, I'm curious. Is River State still in PDP?
You
Is that a
said
weakest party? Is River
no,
State
no,
still
no.
PDP? Because I understand that is weakest.
No, River State is PDP. What I read now is there are states that are still in
It's
PDP.
PDP.
The rest
Okay,
have,
they are technically in PDP. All right. Morally or politically, they are in APC maybe.
we just have
Wicked
few
that is
states that are
closest to the
remaining.
president. Is going to oppose
We
Tinubu
just
or
have few
what?
states that are remaining with the excuse that they have to defect for the development of the state. So that's what I'm asking. I don't know how we cannot develop our state if we're in our party. What's so special about being in PDP?
That is it.
Is there
That is
something
it.
they're not telling us about being in APC? Sorry, is there something they're not telling us?
Yes, it look as if you are opposition, the president will not give you what you're supposed to get, or something is wrong. But we do know they are all fighting for political survival and they want to do good faith. That is the problem
Yes.
with Nigerian politics. And it's a big shame. The problem is when we don't have credible opposition, then the government going to do what they want. Opposition is the key to democracy. You see, I'm doing something wrong. Somebody corrects me. Or somebody say, no, you can't do this. This is, no, there is that I match line. You match one, I follow you. That helps to put me on track. But if I am free to say, like Tinubu is sailing now, you know, it's going to be a big
We
disaster, a
already
big
have
shame.
like 4 governors recently or presently that are still in talks to still join APC. So how are we sure we are not actually going into one party states? Because we just have few governors that
Yes.
have not joined that party. Almost almost everyone is already in APC. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Can hear you.
Almost everyone is sorry, Daddy Chris. You will pardon me shortly to join with another device because my system is going down. It's going down
Okay.
shortly. So the next one I want us to talk about is the coup or the punch. It's still on the punch. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are with you.
Yes.
Okay, so there is this story on the punch talking about the coup. We already know that the president actually sacked the chief of defense staff. So they are trying to probe the issue to know who and who, right? Who and who is in charge of the coup that wanted to happen, that was plotted. So that is why you have a story here that says coup controversy, military interrogates MD, raids ex-governor's house. So they were trying to probe into, there's a huge money that was transferred. So the federal government are trying to probe the whole case, even though the people that they wanted to arrest were not around. They actually arrested his brothers, his younger brother, and his driver. And when he heard that they invaded his house, he was still outside Nigeria. He didn't return. And that's the picture of the person I want to talk about here, which is um, the former Bayelsa State Governor, Simi Silva.
Yes.
So I'm trying to put his picture. Okay. This is the person
Okay.
I'm talking about here.
Yes, yes.
Allegedly, oh, they are still probing the case. So no one comes and misunderstand him. They are still probing the case here. Yeah, that's him. So his name is Timi Silva. That is the former Bayelsa State Governor. So, military investigators probing an alleged plot to overthrow President Bola Tinubu are reportedly grilling a managing director of a federal government agency in the South region. Two intelligence officers confirmed that the MD was arrested for allegedly transferring a huge sum of money to a former minister of state for petroleum resources, which is Timi Silva, who was fingered as one of the financiers of the alleged plot to forcefully change the government. It is well, you guys don't know that you are dealing with Tinubu. Anyway, the MD's name, according to Punch, withheld. They withheld the name. You are trying to prop somebody, but you are not putting his name for us to know. But this is the only person that they actually put his name with his picture. So his name was withheld, and they transferred a huge sum of money to this one. The MD transferred a huge sum of money to the person whose picture is here. You understand? So investigators are working on the theory that the fund transfer was connected to the coup. He's presently answering questions about what money was meant for. So the former Bayelsa State Governor, whose picture is there on the screen, Silva's Abuja's house, his house was reportedly raided by investigators on Saturday with military operatives, arresting his younger brother, who is his special assistant of domestic affairs, and went away with his driver. Please, what did the innocent and poor driver did?
What did the driver?
I'm not saying people should not investigate. Which one is the driver that is trying to look for money to feed his family? You're arresting a driver. That is one I saw that caught my attention. So you need a staff. What's the business of a staff? Why are you arresting a staff? I don't understand.
Oh my God. Very old.
And Chris, this man in particular is not even in the country. And when he heard what was happening, he did not come back again. He changed his mind from coming back. He's still outside Nigeria. And you're arresting his poor driver. How much are they paying the driver?
He's not a political refugee. Don't worry. No, Mary, what I like about this is he's not a political refugee. Hello, team. Welcome. We are here. Anyway, the funniest thing is this. Well, I think these guys must have, I'm speculating. He must have left the country hoping that when the coup succeeds, he will come back. If it fails, he remains here. So he has played very safe. I don't know. I don't know whether there was a coup. If there was a coup, then it shouldn't be secret. The federal government should make it open that there was a coup and there are so people have been named. They shouldn't. If a coup is not something secretly, you come out and you just begin to tell us what happened. You know, a coup is a big incident. It's not a speculation. So I'm not going to say anything about it because
it's my own problem. Why did he share his plan to return home? You know, if I know that I am innocent of something, right, I will come back and defend myself.
Mary,
you have changed your plans of returning home. Your brother is in their hands, so your driver innocent. They should release the innocent driver. It's none of his business.
Mary, did he tell you that he did not do it? He hasn't denied it. He might have a reason for wanting to remove to send this president away. So he's on exile. Maybe he has seek asylum now. Like I said, there's a language for it. He's going to become a political refugee. So what do you mean? He should come back and face the law. You know the cause of that is penalty. It's punishable by death. If you plot a coup against a government, it is called treasonable felony, punishable by death. So if you come back and die, I better leave the guy alone.
Very nice. Come back.
I think the funny part of it is the driver. You know these things. The person that first to die is always the driver. If you see they try to shoot any big man,
it's like I'm being inconsiderate, Abi. You should not come back.
Make
Mary,
come
now you go come back.
I'll come and say hi. Release my driver. My driver
I'll
is
do
not
this.
safe.
Mary for come back. No, my Mary. Mary went off his bullet.
When you said that she released your driver, they will handcuff you. They will carry you from there.
Release my driver. Is it nonsense?
That he can better
Okay,
do that from there. He can't do that from there. Yes.
Okay, Daddy Chris, this man Abba Kyari that was probed into involving one drug trafficking. Okay, his picture is not here. I was trying to put his picture. He's saying that they should give him chance to defend himself. You know, he has been in the custody. Yeah, he has been in their custody for so long. He said they should give him chance to defend himself. Please, though, it's not like I'm supporting him, but if you arrest me or take me to court or you want to probe me on something, it is not only the one you see that we will use than judge now. Can't I be allowed to talk? What's wrong with Nigeria and their pattern?
Mary, you said it all. Exactly my position with Nnamdi. You understand? Nigerians have the culture of incarcerating people indefinitely without trial. It's against the law. It's against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you say somebody has committed a crime, Abukari, I don't know him. I don't know his case. One case will do this, one court will do this. If the court says he's guilty, fine. There is a procedure. The court proceeding. If you think he's going to dodge bail and he's facing judgment, fine. Let us be clear. And this judgment should not be postponed indefinitely. There must be the court cannot sit today. They sit in the. In fact, justice should not be denied and it should not be delayed. That is what we're seeing in Nigeria, and it's sad. Maybe if this thing we are looking at now as joke, it could happen to anybody.
Yes.
The government can choose to just pick you and put you there and say, hey, we are investigating it. That is not our system. Our system says if you arrest Daddy Chris for anything, take him to the court. The court, there's an instrument for doing it. It's called trial. The trial system will come with a judgment. The man is guilty or not guilty. If he's not guilty, you let him go. If he's guilty, he faces the fine or the penalty and then come out. The culture of, I don't know, I know in the eyes of everybody, that police officer was already a drug baron, this and that. Amen. You cannot tell that until it has been tried.
Yeah.
So let them go and try him and fight. Like the guy said now, I want to face the judgment. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm not running. Take me to the court. Let the court decide. Who are you to lock me up? It's unreasonable. And we should be frowning at it. Nigerians, we should frown at it.
I don't know how you can have case against somebody and the person is not allowed to express themselves. It's so funny,
Yes.
though.
Look at Kanu. Kanu has been there. People are going to say this. Go on. Yeah, with you, Mary. Okay, Mary all of a sudden has disappeared. And we're going to let Mary come back. Look, she's our host, and thank God I'm here today. Anyway, I saw very good news on this paper before Mary comes back. I think it's on the Daily Trust. Yes. Sanusi, this guy is my man. He says something here. Borrowing after subsidy removal is wrong. You see, this is the kind of intellectual debate.
But Daddy Chris on see this one. But Daddy Chris, you also happy.
No, you know who is saying it? No, that tells you the kind of people we are. This is the former CBN governor, the only person, the biggest guy I respect in Nigeria is Sanusi. When Sanusi come to London, he addresses us at the university, at one of the biggest universities here. That's where we go and listen to him. The Sanusi we are talking about. He was our former CBN governor. Okay, Mary has lost. We have lost the paper because Mary is no more here. But what is really interesting is this: how can a government borrow money after removing subsidies? And this is the irony of it. Now, young people, listen to me. The government says, "Oh, we cannot afford this anymore." So you took the subsidy out. Now you make more money. You share it with the governors, and now you're borrowing. Maybe we are laymen, Tinubu. You guys need to educate us. And the funniest thing is everybody is decamping. All the states.
That's what is reigning now.
They are saying, the president, you have done well. Hallelujah. Who am I to say otherwise? Maybe I should start singing with you, sir. But I'm happy that people like Sanusi.
The money that we are getting from the subsidy that they removed, where is the money going to? You are borrowing.
They share it to the governors. Maybe that's why the governors are out to come to it. They share that money with the governors.
Even in
dollars. The governors don't have that money.
Where the money is it going to?
Let's add Mary, because look at her, Mary. How come we are not adding
Please,
Mary?
no, you put your add me, I beg.
I might want to add
This one pass my power.
All right.
Ah, it is well. Okay, I wanted to move to Wole Soyinka's
Story.
case. I don't know if his picture is still there, so that we can put it on the screen.
No, I think
Can you hear
the picture
me?
is gone. But we were just, yes, we are with you, Mary. I was looking at this matter of Sanusi before when you left. You know.
Okay.
Sanusi.
Okay, Sanusi to federal government. Yes, now, yesterday, you were not on the show yesterday. Both NOA, Debt Management Office, they were having disagreement about the borrowing, saying that through President Tinubu's own regime, you understand, our debt has now reduced drastically. NOA is against it. They said debt management, they are not being accurate. There is a misinformation. So now that I saw this news about Sanusi is talking about borrowing after subsidy, I was not like, I thought they said we are no longer borrowing. We are now okay. We are not in debt. In fact, it has declined. It has reduced. Nigeria, we just like to just put anything we like on the newspaper to confuse people. I don't know.
Why will it not be so? I don't blame them. You know the funniest thing, this is the problem we face. A situation where all you do is about winning elections. And that's what I want to talk about today. All we do is about winning elections. Look at the whole newspaper today. The only intellectual debate that concerns me and you tomorrow is actually what Sanusi has just said. The rest you see is how they decamp, how they say one stupid thing or the other.
Yes, how they
Sanusi has raised
how they are campaigning. That's what you see on the
exactly.
today.
The rest is how they're going to decamp and win election. Only Sanusi.
They will not like him. They will not like Sanusi. They will not like him. It's not.
They want that.
It is what he said in the Daily Trust that decrease is what Tinubu does not want to hear. You should not tell the people that we have debt. You should tell them that our debt has declined drastically. We are not owing. You get?
Very.
We are not owing.
Have I not talked about this million times before you hear this now? Is it not what I'm trying to do every day? You see,
You've been saying it.
Tell you where the country is. We are busy. If you go to Nigerian newspapers, it's about, you see, it's all politics. Oh, how they decamp, how they do this, how they do that, and how they tell you lies. The question is, Baba, you said with oil subsidy is no more. We thank you, sir. I praise you for removing the subsidy. Now that money, why sharing it with governors who are doing nothing with it? And now you are borrowing money for our children to pay. You know, Mary, a country that has no tomorrow is a sickness. So
yeah.
The question for State of the Nation. Let's go. Let's stay with Mary, because Mary talking about our Nobel laureate who faces I think they had the punch of Donald Trump. No,
who is that? Please look at I sent the picture. You can see there so that you put it. Okay. when they say don't
I'm
speak
not saying
against Donald Trump, when they say don't speak against Donald Trump, you can put the Punch or the Tribune. I think they all have the story there. When they say don't speak against Donald Trump, they think it's a joke. When you say something, when you keep talking against Donald Trump, they will come for you. You get, it's not like he was into any fraud, you need to have a particular reason why you are canceling somebody from going into the United States. But this one, it looks as if it's a personal something. You get, okay, he was invited on September, according to him. He was saying to the press that September 11th became a symbolic date in the US after September 11, 2001, devastating terror attack on the twin towers of the World Trade Center on New York City and other locations. Soyinka, who described himself as superstitious, said he found it odd that the embassy would choose September 11, that says September 11, right, for his visa re-interview, according to him. The world acclaimed writer gave the explanation during a media parley titled On Ending Saga, Idi Amin in Whiteface, which was held in Kongi's Harvest Gallery, Freedom Park, Lagos Island. So, at the gathering, Soyinka disclosed that the US Embassy had revoked his visa, saying the media parley was necessary to let those expecting him in the United States to know that he had been banned. Soyinka also said that that he has always been vocal critic of US President Donald Trump. Said he got the notice of his visa revocation in a letter dated October 23rd, 2025. It's just few days now, and wonder what could have led to it. Now, in the letter, the US consulate stated that the nobles which is a Soyinka non-immigrant visa, has been revoked pursuant to the authority contained in the United States Department of State regulation and is no longer valid for application for entry into the United States. Additional information became available after the visa below. Okay, in a nutshell, that decrease, they asked him to bring his visa, let them cancel this physically. Soyinka said, please, whoever is who can I don't know how to put it, who can actually bring themselves out to help him carry it to the US Embassy to go and give them to cancel it physically, because it's not going anywhere. That is what he said. They are inviting him to come. Let them cancel it physically, because it is not with them. You get, it is with him, but he has refused to go. Even when they called him for interview, he refused to go. Even when they called him to bring it for physical cancellation, he refused to go. I think I don't want to be on anybody's side, but if you have a reason why you are stopping somebody from coming into your country, I think they should communicate it to people. You don't just come and ban somebody from entering your country. But it's all good. You should accept it in good faith. Maybe in the nutshell, they are trying to say Nigerians should stick to their own country. We should stay in Nigeria. You get, so who can volunteer him or herself to take the visa to the US Embassy for physical cancellation, because for him, he's not even going anywhere. So that is the way he handled the whole situation. To me, the man is very stubborn, though. He's a stubborn man.
Abi, another stubborn Nigerian.
Yeah, so he's very stubborn. For you to say that somebody should volunteer to come and take the visa to them for physical cancellation, it means he's not even going. So they cancelled it, their letter, but it is not stated there. It is not stamped in his visa physically. So it's all good. He should take it in good faith. It's not the end of the life, or it's not the end of his life. US is doing too much to Nigerians anyway. I don't know. Let's just accept it in good faith, because a lot of people's visa has been cancelled like that without any valid reason. This one is clear that it's because he's always a critic of Donald Trump. So that the critic that is always, I know that I don't like that man. Don't say anything, no, so that they will not cancel your visa. Don't say anything against them.
You want me to cancel my visa too? I've been waiting on what? You want me to cancel my visa? Now.
Daddy Chris don't dey humble. Daddy Chris, so US can humble you. You stubborn boss. US can humble you. Jesus.
Wait, if you misbehave with Donald Trump, you know what he do in Iran? He He buried all their plan to do nuclear something. He buried them in one blow. They play with Donald Trump.
Oh,
Donald Trump is not a joker.
God bless America. That's all we can say. Oh. That's it, man.
You see, and that's it. You understand? Now, history will judge Donald Trump right or wrong. My own case is I support Donald Trump for one thing he has done for America. For one thing, he has done it for his people. He has protected the American businesses. All right. You see, all those tariffs he putting on other people. If you want to set in America, this is the tariff. You know, because you cannot open America for you. The question is, did it stop your Nigerian government from putting tariff? Is Nigerian government protecting even your rice farmers? Is it not what I was talking about the other day? Donald Trump is protecting his people. It's up to you to protect your own. I don't know the issue he has with Chirika, and I'm not going to go into that. But I am only interested in one part of my life right now. Because if the Nigerian economy is good, we don't have any reason to cry anywhere else. Importing rice is not going to help us. I rest my case.
Daddy Chris, leave our rice matter first. Leave our rice matter. Since all this thing cheap, they pay you. Since when you reduce price, they pay you. It's not like you even reduce drastically itself, but better than before. It's still expensive. Still expensive. It's not everybody that can afford it.
Yes.
Mary, as I not talk about rights, me I don't
Yes.
talk about it. Me I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So everybody, I don't want to favor them. No wahala. Daddy Chris, please stop talking about our president with you. We don't want anybody to drive us away from Nigeria. Stop talking about our presidents. If you will not talk about Donald Trump, leave Tinubu alone. Leave Tinubu alone.
Thank you, Mary. It's only Nigeria we have. Oh, men are not going for sure.
Okay, Daddy Chris, please, we only have only Nigeria. We don't have anywhere to run to. You have options. Any day you talk about presidents here, I will bring our security forces to fly to the UK and get you. Please, I'm begging you.
Una president they kidnap people. That's why I go kidnap Kanu from Kenya. Go put that for them now. Now say not be kidnapped. What do now arrest?
Please, oh, we did not do anything bad. They are putting allegation in our head. Please.
Yeah.
Why you accusing my president? I beg go.
Yes, so
president, I don't quiet.
you know that they're checking our social media now. If you say anything negative, you're on your own. No, you're checking our social media. Thank you to the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for your good work in the country. Thank you.
Amen.
We hail you.
God
Let's
bless
clap for the president. Let's clap for our president.
for all he's doing for us.
Long live President Tinubu. Can we go to the next topic? We are not here today.
Yes.
Hey, okay. See another story on the punch. We have Abdulrazak receives 23 kidnapped victims rescued by military. It's a good story to show that our military is working, right? What about the people that kidnapped these victims? I want them to always tell us the story of what happened to the people that kidnapped the victims. You don't come up and always tell us that they received kidnapped victims, they are celebrating it for the rescue. What happened to the people? Is it not somebody that kidnapped them? What are they telling us about them?
Maybe they never pay ransom, self.
No,
Now, country without
these things are so. You know that Daddy Chris, this Abdulrazak you are seeing, forget the way Punch puts it, is a Kwara State governor. You get, look at it, a Kwara State governor, Abdulrazak. You get, I wish I was in the main studio. I would have put his picture there for people to see. So he was a kind of congratulating the military for doing their job. They celebrated the victims. They were so happy. It was like a joyful thing for Kwara State people. But something is missing. They did not tell us what happened to the people that kidnapped them. Whether the headsmen or whoever was in charge of people that kidnapped them. No story about it. Is it possible to receive the victims that were kidnapped without having anything to do with the people that kidnapped them? Like maybe arresting them or having something, like you get, maybe arresting them or putting them somewhere. Why are they not giving us their story? And tomorrow, a whole something like NAS coming to tell us that they are threatening them. elders are threatening to bomb them. Nigeria, how did you get the information from the terrorists? How did you get the information, Nas? Who told you? How did you know that they want to bomb you people?
They have intelligence now, Mary.
Eh?
They know what we don't know. Let's leave them alone, Mary. Let's leave them alone. Like we said, some of these things are state issues that they can better handle. Like you're rightly saying, if without telling us some details about how these people were kidnapped, who kidnapped them, if they are still unknown, where were they kidnapped, what were the ordeals, so that people will learn from it. What's the point coming to parade some people that you receive kidnapped people, free people that were kidnapped, and without giving us some of the details so we all learn? If you tell us
I
where they
don't
were,
like people that filter news like all these our media. They can filter news. Well, there's something they call news filtering. They can filter information, eh? They will just tell you the one they want you to hear. It's just like when a man is toasting a girl, you tell her the sweet things she wants to hear. That's what these people do. They don't tell us what we want to hear. Let's praise the military. The military, they are working.
Everything, all the stuff is nice. We tell you nice,
if we tell you not true, I will agree. If we tell you not true, I will agree.
No, you don't understand. Yes, Nigerian military are working. Congrats. Thanks to the kidnapped victim. What about the kidnappers gone? Where are
And
they?
you've said it now. They don't have to tell you everything, because if you tell everything, it could not be. It
They
might
have
not
to
be
tell me
good for
everything.
national security.
They have to tell me everything. They have to tell me everything. Why we don't filter some information?
To be fair to them, there are some information with the police and the military. They are keeping it because they are still using it to work. If they reveal it, then their enemy will know that they already knew. So it is better sometimes they keep some of the secret. We know, but the thin line is there. The thin line is, we don't understand how even in the first place that some people can actually come and kidnap us. And that's something the Nigerian government should not even be playing with. It's not time of Buhari anymore. Tinubu is in power now. So we should be able to face kidnappers head on. And if we don't, if we continue to pay them, they'll continue to kidnap us. They might kill 2, 3, 4, 5, but it should be a law that we don't pay kidnappers.
Okay, Daddy Chris, if a body like Reps can raise alarm, you understand, that terrorist is threatening to bomb the National Assembly, then it calls for worry. Because, for example, I cannot threaten Gloria if Gloria does not know me. Gloria, if I don't have access to either your social media or your WhatsApp, I must have a particular access for me to show you a threat. Even if I'm not revealing myself to you, I must have access to you to threaten you. You get? So if they don't have access to this National Assembly, this rep, how did they receive the threats from the terrorists? How? So can they probe it? Can they investigate it? You are raising alarm for who? For me and you, for me to come and fight for you or what?
For me,
Nigerians, we need to do better, honestly. You know, there are a lot of things that happen in these states. It's just so annoying. Just like Lagos State, you see the story of Lagos State government demolishing houses. Hey, demolishing houses. That is even one of the trending thing now. Demolishing houses of whether business, individual houses. That's what Lagos State government is just doing, and that is their major work. Demolishing houses, no compensation. They are demolishing your house. You don't even have where to go to. And tomorrow we'll complain about crime rates in the country. It's so bad. Yes, it's so bad. You don't hear places like maybe US, UK where they demolish houses like this. It's always here in Nigeria. It's always there. Whether it's the fault of
and
people
they're
that
not
sell the land to them, I don't
they're
know.
not
I don't
compensating
know
them. That
that
is there any
you said
compensation for those that are demolishing their houses?
compensation care. The compensation is to tell you to live on time. Oh. Just like that trade fair that they scattered in Lagos with people's goods inside. They scattered it like you are coming to, maybe you are a sales girl, you are coming to open the shop, you see that the place is already down, your goods are there. So the compensation is to tell you on time to leave. It has happened in Abuja before. They tell you on time to leave. It's not always easy to leave that fast, because maybe you are looking for money to get a new place and all of that. At the end of the day, they still do what they will do. They have to do what they will do. So that's Nigerian government for you. That's Nigerian government. Anyway, I think that will be all for the newspaper review. I believe we've been able to analyze most of the important stories here on the newspaper review. Daddy Chris, what do you have to say before we cut this show a wrap?
No, I have little to say. I'm just going to be trying to be quiet. Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's a pleasure. I just want to have peace.
Okay, so Asaba, any contribution for you before we end the show?
No, there's no contribution from this. Gloria, that makes sense.
We have said everything now. Let me talk without the talk.
And if you say we want peace, we also want peace.
So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Daddy Chris, for being on the show. Thank you, Gloria and Dorcas, for being on the show. I really appreciate. What I'm saying to Nigerian government is this: I don't know why we need to always move into one party to do what we need to do. It means we are not going anywhere. So, what's the fate of 2027 election? It is where let's do better. Not by always going into APC to say you want to develop your state. You can develop your state from where you are. That's what I think. Okay, we have a next show, which is State of the Nation. Stay tuned, guys. Keep watching SRTV. Just stay there because we are coming back shortly. I remain your girl, Mevalize. See you soon. Bye.
Where every day feels like a vacation, your personal sanctuary, where life happens. Experience true comforts with SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Asaba. Welcome to SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. The upgrade you deserve, where life happens. Elevator every day.